So what I'm going to do today is create a one-to-many relationship, many-to-many, and then recursive as well. And I'm going to show you how I code it real time from scratch and explain it as I'm doing it. So first up we have is one-to-many. So the first thing you want to do is define our table with the name. Then we're going to open it up with curly brackets. We're going to press enter, and it's going to keep telling me it's all aired out, and that's fine. We're just going to keep going, right? We're going to bring in our first column, which is going to be customer ID, and that's going to be an integer. You can press tab, make sure it's lowercase, and then we're going to define that one as a primary key. So you can put PK here, and then we're going to put increment. So increment basically means every time you get a new row within this record, generate a new customer ID. So I'm just going to click on that. And then the next thing we're going to have in here is a name. And we can call this varchar. And we want to specify it to be, let's just say, 25 characters. I can have 25 characters now, right? And now we see the table populate here. So we have the customer ID, which is an integer value. That's just going to be whole numbers, right? Like we talked about in the last video. And the name is going to be a varchar. So it's going to be a text length of 25 characters max. They can always change that too. That's kind of what it is for now. The next thing we're going to do is define our next table because we're doing one-to-many, right? So you have a unique table so far of customer ID. Now we want to make a table that has many type of attribute in it. We're going to call this one order. We're going to open up the curly brackets here. We're going to say order ID, and that's going to be integer as well. We're going to say primary key, and we're going to say increment 2. We're going to go to our next line. We're going to say customer ID, and that's going to be an integer as well. And now we want to actually connect the customer ID to this table here. Because right now you can see there's nothing connected at all. We have an order ID, which is unique to this table. That's a primary key. But now we need to create a foreign key, which relates this one to the customer table. So we're going to say ref. We're going to use our operator here. We're going to put a colon. We're going to say greater than. We're going to say customer dot customer ID. So that's how you connect it. You say the table first, dot, and then the column name that's desired. And now we can just add whatever else we want. So order, date, we can say date, time, and then we could say total as another one. And this one is going to be a decimal. And once we click off of it, everything loads just fine. So now we have an order that's connected by the customer ID. And what's unique to this one is going to be the order ID. The foreign key is going to be the customer ID relating to the customer. And then now we have the optional one-to-many. It's optional simply because there's nothing mandatory in here yet, right? So we can always change that too, but this is how the one-to-many relationship works within DB diagram or really any database engine. All right, so next up we have is many-to-many. So we're going to call this one student. We're going to open it up with curly brackets. We're going to say student ID. That's going to be an integer. That's going to be your primary key. And we're going to say increment here as well. And then we can just add another column just for the heck of it, right? We're going to do name, and we're going to do varchar. So we're going to say 50. Now let's make another table. We're going to call this one course. You're going to open that up with curly brackets as well. We're going to say course ID. That's going to be an integer. That's going to be a primary key for this table. That's going to be increment as well. We'll go title. We'll go varchar 2. We're going to say keep it uniform. We'll just say 50. And now we have two tables built, right? Nothing's connected yet. We're going to keep it going because for many-to-many, you have to create independent tables, and then you have a bridge table as well, right? So that's what we're working on right now. So table, student, course, the student ID, integer. We're going to say reference, and this one is going to reference student, the table, dot student ID. And now we want to do the same thing for the course ID, integer, reference. That's going to be course. That's going to be the table reference, and then the column name. All right, so now what we have here is going to be just like a previous video. For the example, we had the student ID, which is going to be your primary key here. You have your name attribute that's in here. You have your course, which is going to hold all your course IDs, all your course titles, and then bringing both of these tables in to one by your foreign keys, which is going to be student ID and course ID, rolling up everything into one. So that's going to help define your many-to-many relationship. All right, and the last one we're going to do is going to be the recursive one. So we're going to call this employee. We're going to open up the curly brackets again. we're going to say employee ID, integer, we're going to say primary key, increment, we're going to say name, varchar, we're going to say 50 again, just to keep it uniform. Then we're going to say manager ID because we want to see the manager's info too, right? Because it's a relationship within itself. We're going to say integer. Now we're going to say ref, and we're referencing the table within itself now. So we're going to say employee here. So employee table dot employee ID. And now we can see that the table is referencing itself. And this demonstrates the relationship between managers and the employees and vice versa. All right, so with that said, that concludes the entire ERD mini-series that I had. This really wrapped up all the concepts that we started out with, the 3 different models, rolling into the different crow's feet, and then also going into DB diagram and writing it out ourselves. Hopefully this series was able to help you out and provide a little bit more clarity, provide a little bit more formality behind all the different types we have out there. But with that said, let me know your thoughts down below. Leave a like, leave a comment, and as always, thanks for watching.